Let's talk about it. Is Ryan Garcia acting out on social media to build an excuse for losing to Devin Haney? Now, listen. The reason why I'm saying this is because Devin Haney made those comments when he was interviewed by recently when he was interviewed by a YouTube channel. So we'll take a listen to what Devin had to say, and then we'll discuss his comments. So this is what Devin had to say.
I proved that these guys, they saying that they will fight anybody, but they're not fighting nobody. These guys are around my weight, and at the end of the day, you got to take your hat off to Ryan for fighting me. At a point, you had to, but now with all these antics, to where it's like, oh, he's not 100%, or oh, if he loses, he was setting it up for when I beat him, setting up his excuse. You can't respect that. But in the beginning, you had to respect it. You're like, all right, well, he fought me, and he fought Tank, the only person that did it besides Campbell.
All right. So, excuse me. You heard what Devin said. He feels like Ryan Garcia is running on social media, doing all these antics to set up an excuse for when he loses so he can say, Devin beat me, but I wasn't myself. I wasn't in my right mind. You know, again, let me know in the comment section if you think that Ryan Garcia is trying to build an excuse for losing to Devin. Look, I know he pulled out of the fight with Javier Fortuna, and he cited mental health issues when he did that. I'm going off the top of my head. I didn't look this up, but I do think that he ended up fighting Javier Fortuna anyway and winning the fight. So I don't think necessarily that he was trying to get out of the fight. I think he was being genuine. And as I stated before, you heard other boxers bring up struggles with mental health, like even in the Tyson Fury videos. And I think I'll make a video to address that. I won't be able to do that today, but I heard people saying like, "Oh, you're giving Fury way too much credit. He brought up the mental health thing to get over, to gather sympathy because he wanted to make people forget about him testing positive." Even if that's the case, he was really over 400 pounds. He really was. And he really had to work hard to get back in shape. And he really had to build himself back up to where he could compete against people at the top level. And I'm not saying like, oh, him beating Wilder is impressive. Him beating Wilder after being 400 pounds, getting up off the couch, you got to admit that that is somewhat impressive. I mean, he's been more talented than Wilder, yes. But, I mean, Wilder isn't just some stiff like Luis Ortiz. He beat him. I'm not saying Luis Ortiz is great. I think Luis Ortiz is below average. But my point is, he gave Andy Ruiz a tough fight. Andy Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua, so you can't say he's trash. Like that's all I'm saying. So that's why I give the credit. That's the credit I give Tyson Fury for beating Wilder, was him coming back from being 400 pounds and all the things he's been through. But to talk about this right here, I'm using Tyson Fury to show that sometimes people have those moments. They have those lapses. They have where they're not inspired, where they're not motivated, where they go through things. I think of Arthur McCall, Oliver McCall, and the Lennox Lewis fight, just crying, standing in the ring, crying with his hands down. And Lennox is like hitting him, and it's awkward, and he's just crying like he didn't want to be in the ring. He beat Lennox prior to that fight. It was the rematch. He was just in the ring crying like he didn't want to be there. And if you go pull up videos of Oliver McCall, he'll tell you mentally he wasn't there. Do I think Oliver McCall was making it up? No, I don't. So I say all that to say, I'll give Ryan Garcia the benefit of the doubt, although you can't put anything past anyone in this day and age where they make all types of pranks. People risk their lives for pranks. People get shot over pranks, trolling for views. People do anything for likes these days. So I wouldn't put it past Ryan Garcia, but I will say this. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And before I leave, I just want to say, I saw someone in the comment section who didn't like the last video I made about Ryan Garcia, where I stated, you have freedom of speech, but that doesn't free you from consequences. and I actually gave my opinion. I gave my thoughts on him and the mental health evaluation, how I thought it was a good thing because there's still tickets available for that fight. People are hesitant to spend money on a fight they're not sure is going to happen. So if Ryan clears a mental health evaluation, then people would be more willing to buy a ticket. Like me, myself, I'm from Boston. I didn't buy a ticket because I'm hearing Ryan doing all this stuff. I'm like, he might not even get cleared to fight. But if they clear him, then even myself, I would be more willing to be like, all right, let me go look at what tickets are available. So that's the point I was making. But anyways, I saw someone who was upset about that, and he was trying to gather support from other people to report my channel and try to get my channel canceled. And the reason why that's important is I'm going to show you real quick. Was I had 2 channels that I started get removed, and with no explanation, no anything. They just removed my channels from YouTube. And so as you can see right here, and you can see they removed them while I was just getting started. So the one that says 5 subs is going to. So my first video was about uh the Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia press conference where Bill Haney said that Henry Garcia was wearing a toupee and he called him nappy head. And I was breaking down how his comments were racially insensitive, but not necessarily racist. And I went through the history of wrestlers who had to cut their hair to be able to compete in high school because they had dreads, and how some kids weren't allowed to go to school or held for detention because they had dreads or because they had braids and certain things. And so just explaining why there's some sensitivity around that, but how you can't, like, why Henry Garcia probably wouldn't be privy to that. But anyways, the point was my channel got removed. And then to see someone say that I was hating on Ryan Garcia and advocating people to report my channel. Listen, if you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to watch. But don't go and try to get my stuff removed because I work hard. And so this channel's been around since 2012, and I have so many other things involved with this channel. So it hasn't been removed. But if you feel the need to advocate for them to remove my channel, just don't watch me. But why do you have to try to derail what I'm doing? I'm not bothering anyone. I'm just giving my takes on my favorite sport in the world. So I just want to put that information out there. Anyways, let me know what you think about Ryan Garcia. Do you think he's setting up an excuse with his antics, or do you think that his views are he's being legitimate and he really is possibly in the middle of a mental health crisis? Or do you think he's perfectly fine and he's just trolling? Or do you see the world the same way that Ryan Garcia sees the world? Let me know. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe.